Today we will be practicing how to subtract from 100 using the standard algorithm. That means we will not be using any pictures or any base 10 blocks to help us subtract. Let's take a look at our first example problem. In this problem, we are starting with 100 and we are subtracting 35. As with every multi-digit subtraction problem, I always start by looking over in the ones place. When I look in the ones, I have 0 and I need to give away 5 or subtract 5. Is that possible for me to do? No, it is not, because I do not have any. So, just like in two-digit subtraction, I go next door to my neighbor. My neighbor is the tens place. When I go to my tens, though, they also do not have any 10 sticks to share with the ones. So, unfortunately, they can't help me either, which means that we are going to have to start with our 100. Now, the 100s cannot bump 2 places over and just share with the ones, because we only share with our next door neighbor. So the hundreds can only share with the tens. When I take my 100, I know that 100 is made up of 10 tens. So what I can do is I can ungroup my 100. So my 100 is going to go away, and it's going to give me 10 tens. Here's my tens place. Now, I have 2 options on how I would like to write this. The first option is I can put my 10 tens right on the top like this. My second option is I can take a 1 and put it in front of my 0, so now it has 10 tens. Whatever you are most comfortable with. For this problem, I'm going to leave my 1 here in front of my 0 to make 10 tens. Now, my tens are very happy, but if I look next door to my neighbor, my ones still do not have anything, and I need to subtract them. So, in order for me to get more ones, I'm going to ungroup one of my 10 sticks. I have 10. If I take 1 away, I have 9 left over, and that 10 becomes 10 ones. Now, when I look at my top, everyone is happy. I still start over here in my ones to subtract. First, I have 10 minus 5. That gives me 5. And 9 minus 3. That gives me 6. I do not have any hundreds anymore because I ungrouped it. So my final answer for this problem is 63. Let's look at another example problem. Once again, I'm starting with 100 and I'm taking away 71. I always start by looking at my ones. I have 0 minus 1. Can I do that? No, I cannot. I go next door to my neighbor. Do they have any to share with me? No, they don't. So that means I need to start in my hundreds to help me get tens and ones. First thing, I need to ungroup my 100. So my 100 goes away, and that gives me 10 tens. I'm going to write the 10 on top this time. My tens are happy, but my ones still have 0. So I'm going to ungroup one of my 10 sticks. So now I have 9 left, and that will give me 10 ones. Now all of my numbers are very happy. I have 10 minus 1. That gives me 9. And 9 minus 7 gives me 2. I do not have any hundreds left, so my final answer is 29. Here's a third example. This problem is 100 minus 40. You may know this one in your head, but if you would like to use the up and down standard algorithm, let's go through how to do that. I start in my ones. 0 minus 0. Can I do that? Yes, I can. So for this problem, 0 minus 0 is 0. I didn't need any more ones. Let's go next door to my tens. 0 minus 4. I cannot do that because if I have 0, I cannot give you 4. So I am going to have to go to my hundreds, ungroup my hundreds to give me 10 tens. Now I have 10 minus 4. That gives me 6. I do not have any hundreds left, so my final answer is 60. Let's look at one more problem. This problem doesn't have 100, it has 200 at the top. 200 minus 29. Just like with every other problem, I always start in the ones, whether I'm adding or subtracting 2 or 3-digit numbers. Can I have 0 and give you 9? No, I can't. I look next door to my neighbor. Do they have any to share? No, they don't. That means I need to ungroup only one of my hundreds. I have 2 hundreds right now. If they share one of their hundreds, I still have 1 left over. So my 200s does not become a 0 this time. It becomes a 1 because I'm only sharing 100. That 100 gives me 10 tens, so my tens are happy, but I also need to share with my ones. So I'm going to take away one of those tens and give them next door to my ones. Now everyone's happy and we can subtract. First, I start with 10 minus 9. That gives me 1. 9 minus 2 is 7. Now this one's a bit different because look up here. I still have 100. 100 minus no hundreds down here, I still have 100. So in this problem, my answer is 171.